Hello friends, today we shall see the assignment of PPS-Lab based on classes and objects. So let us begin with our today's assignment. What is the problem statement? Again, I'll remind you that please read the problem statement carefully, because only by reading the problem statement properly you should understand what logic has to be implemented in the program. So what is the problem statement? Create a class employee for storing details like name of the employee, designation, gender of the employee, date of joining, and the employee salary. In the problem statement, it is asked to define function member to compute total number of employees in an organization, count of male and female employee, employee with salary more than 10,000. How many employees are there with salary more than 10,000? And how many employees are there with designation assistant manager? Okay. In our program, we are going to use the module DateTime. Okay. Because in our problem statement, date of joining of an employee has been asked. So this DateTime module will help us to operate on dates. Okay. There are other modules like calendar, time, and date utils also. So in this program, we are going to make use of DateTime module. Basically, let us revise again what is class. Class is a set of category of things having some property or attribute in common and differentiated from others by kind, type, or quality. In a technical terms, we can say that class is a blueprint for individual objects with exact behavior. In our program, we are going to create employee class. Python has a very simple syntax of defining a class. The syntax is, you have to start with the keyword class, space, and the class name. So our class name is employee. Now the case also matters. See, employees is starting with capital E. So if you write capital E, employee, and an employee with small letter, both are treated as different. So the case matters in Python. So to define the class, syntax is the class keyword followed with the class name, and it should end with the colon. Okay. So then we have 3 data members in our class: total employee, males and females. So these data members are required to keep track of total employees in an organization, how many males are there in the organization, and how many females are there in the organization. Then what do you mean by class method? Class method or function defined in the class are same as ordinary function, but there is one small difference. Class method must have the first argument named as self. This is the first argument that is added to the beginning of the parameter list of class. Self argument refers to the object itself, that is object that has called a method. Now what do you mean by class method? Okay. In our program, we are going to make a class employee. So using the class syntax, we can define our employee class like this, starting with the keyword class and the name as employee, ended with the colon. So this is the syntax of making a class. In our class, there are 3 class variables. First is total employee, second is males, and third is females. These class variables are required to keep track of total employees, total males, and total females in the organization. What do you mean by class method? Class methods are exactly same as ordinary function that we have defined so far, with just one small difference. class methods must have the first argument named as self. This is the first argument that is added to the beginning of the parameter list. You do not pass a value for this parameter when you call the method. Python provides its value automatically. The self argument refers to the object itself, that is, the object that has called the method. This means that even if a method that takes no argument, it should be defined to accept the self. Similarly, a function defined to accept one parameter will actually take two self and the parameter, so on and so forth. In our program, we are going to define a create function. This is a normal function where we are taking input from user. So we have defined a name variable. Now this is not a class variable. Then in name, we are going to store the name given by the user with the input, which is an inbuilt function. In the same way, designation will accept the designation given by user. Gender, we are going to accept from user. Then date entry, where we are going to enter the date of joining of an employee. We need to split this date of joining because it is the combination of date, month and year. So we are asking the user to provide the joining date in YYMMDD format. With the help of map and split, we are going to store this date in year, month and day. In DOJ, with the help of DateTime module, we are going to store our date. We are going to store the salary in the salary variable. And we are going to create the objects of this employee class. So EMP is our object and this is the syntax. I'll describe these things as we go along the program. So what is object? Object is one of instances of the class which can perform the functionalities which are defined in the class. In our program, just we have seen a create function where we are creating an object of employee class. The object name is small emp. Okay, and we are passing some parameters to the employee class, which just now we have accepted from the user in the form of name variable, designation, gender, then date of joining, and then salary. So the syntax of object is simple. It's just the object name, whatever name you want to have, equal to class name followed with the parameter list which you want to pass to class. In our program, we are going to make a list of objects. Till now, so far, we have seen simple lists of numbers, strings. Here in our program, we are going to create the list of objects. Python allows us to create the list of objects. We can create list of objects in Python by appending class instances to list. By this, every index in the list can point to instance attribute and methods of class and can access them. If you observe it closely, list of objects behaves like an array of structures in C. So this line will create initially the empty list of the object. And with the append method, slowly we are going to add the objects to the employee list. What do you mean by self? Self represents the instance of the class. By using the self keyword, we can access the attributes and methods of the class in Python. What do you mean by init? Init is a reserved method in Python classes. It is known as constructor in object-oriented concepts. This method called when an object is created from the class and it allows the class to initialize the attributes of a class. As I said, The init method is automatically executed when an object of a class is created. The method is useful to initialize the variable of the class object. Note, the init is prefixed as well as suffixed by double underscores. So in our program, we are going to make use of init in this way. So we are going to assign name to the object's name variable. So these are now object variable. So we are going to assign designation to the object variable. We are going to assign gender to the object's gender variable. We are going to assign DOJ, that is date of joining, to the object's date of joining variable. So now this self.name, self.designation, self.gender, self.DOJ, self.salary, all these are called as object variables in Python. And to keep track of the gender, like there are two genders, male and female, we are going to keep track of only two genders, male and female. So in this init itself, we are going to check whether the gender is male or whether the gender is female. If the gender is found to be male, we are going to increment this male counter, and else if it is found to be female, then we are going to increment the female counter. We are going to make use of map and split methods in our program. The split method splits a string into a list. You can specify the separator. Default separator is any white space. The syntax for split is like this. It is operated on string. So string, whatever string you have, string dot split, and the parameters are separator, comma max split. Now these two are optional parameter. The first by default takes a white space, and the second by default value is -1, which is recognized as all occurrences. So when max split is specified, the list will contain the specified number of elements plus 1. In our program, we are giving this hyphen as a parameter. So wherever this hyphen is being found in the date entry, it is going to split that string over there. And this int will is a parameter iterator function in the map. I'll describe that. And it has been assigned to year, month, day. So date entry, we are going to ask the user date of joining. So it will be splitted in 3 parts. The first part will be assigned to year. The second part will be assigned to month, and third part DD will be assigned to day. So in this single line, we are splitting the date entry, which is a string taken with the help of input function from the user, and it has been mapped to these 3 variables. These 3 variables will be passed as a parameter to the DateTime module with the help of date function, which is supported by DateTime, and will be stored in DOJ, that is the date of joining parameter. What is map function? Map function returns a map object, which is an iterator of the results after applying the given function to each item of a given iterable, like list, tuple, etc. The syntax for map is like this: map, and there are 2 parameters passed, function, iter. What is function? Fun, fun. It is a function to which map passes each element of given iterable. And what is iter? It is an iterable which is to be mapped. You can pass 1 or more iterables to the map function. Return is also one of the parameter, but that is an optional parameter. Returns a list of the result after applying the given function to each item of a given iterable, like for list, tuple, etc. The return value from map object then can be passed to function like list to create list, or to set to create a set. Let me highlight on the difference between the is operator, which is a membership operator, and double equal to, the equality check operator. The is operator compares the identity of 2 objects, while the double equal to operator compares the values of 2 objects. There is a difference in meaning between equal and identical, and this difference is important when you want to understand how Python's is and double equal to comparison operators behave. The double equal to operator is used when the values of two operands are equal, then the condition becomes true. The is operator evaluates to true if the variables on either side of the operator point to the same object, and it is false otherwise. Let me highlight the difference between class method and static method in Python. A class method takes self as first parameter, while a static method needs no specific parameter. A class method can access or modify class state, while a static method can't access or modify it. In general, static methods know nothing about class state. They are utility type methods that take some parameters and work upon those parameters. On the other hand, class method must have a class as parameter. We use @class method decorator in Python to create a class method, and we use @static method decorator to create a static method in Python. Hello friends, with this we have come to the end of this part. To continue with the same assignment, check the part 2 video of this assignment, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. See you. Goodbye.